Daily Incense. Number 133. Let's freaking do this. Starting off with a pig. That's a ghost. That's a bug. That's a lobster. That's a dog. That's a bunny. That's a pig. That's a squid. That's a squirrel. That's a dog. That's a squid. That's a fox. That's a freaking Gengar. What the heck? I mean, that's a big ghost fat man. That's poop. That's an ice cream. That's a monkey. That's a ghost. That's an ice cream. That's a monkey. That's a croc. That's a pig. That's a tree. That's a slug. That's a kitty cat. That's an octopus. That's a bell. That's an octopus jellyfish. That's a croc. That's a cat. That's a bunny. That's a piggy. That's a bunny. That's the guy who beat my butt in high school. That's a mouse. That's an ice cream. That's a bird. That's a croc. That's a worm. That's a pig. That's a fish. That's a bird. That's a bird. That's a squid. That's a moose. Pooper. That's a sad boy. That's a fish. That's a monkey. Pooper. That's a fish. That's a tiny mouse. That's a pig. That's a monkey. Does an egg baby. Evil egg baby. That's a squid. That's a poop. That's a freaking monkey. That's a squid. That's a fox. That's a pooper. That's a slug. That's a jellyfish squiddy. That's a Squidward. That's a crab. That's a bee. That's an ice cream. That's a mouse. That's a bunny. That's a hamster. That's a bird. That's a monk. That's a bunny. That's a monk. That's a slug. That's a mouse. Oh my god. It's a birdie. A big birdie. Is it gonna be shiny? No, not shiny. I had to get rid of that text message too, bro. Oh my god. Oh. Well, that was great timing. Bye-bye, Moltres. Look at that poop. Yes, that's a sad boy. Blueberry flavored mouth. Pooper man. That's an egg. That's a poop. That's a butt. Poop. That's a mouth. That's a butt. That's nice. That's a 420 pooper. 91. 91 mods like last time. We did get a Galarian bird, but and a Gengar, but nothing else. That's kind of mid. Well, I'm gonna give this like a 5 out of 10.